Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream. Live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my very best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins. Going to move some crypto around for you guys. And as always, I'll do my very best to get to your questions and see if we can't troubleshoot your problems here live. Well, welcome everybody. The market had a bit of a bounce yesterday. I think the entire market, including the broader markets, bounced yesterday on hopes that there was a potential resolution to the government shutdown. That turned out to be a no-go, but the markets popped anyway. I don't know if that really had anything to do with it or not. We're sort of still swimming around just over 100,000 for Bitcoin. So I guess we're hanging in there. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight was avoiding scams. I mean, I just lose my breath over this. I have to keep warning over and over again. But it really just hit me because in the last 24 hours, I think I've had 4 or 5 different emails from Ledger and Trezor, pretending to be from Ledger and Trezor, claiming that there's something I need to do to update my device. So I'm going to go over those emails for you, show them to you what they look like, and then we'll talk about this a little more about how to avoid scams when you're dealing with a hardware wallet of some kind. Short answer is you don't ever update your hardware wallet by clicking a link in an email. So, but we'll go over that. Anything else? Yeah, I think the snow might be coming in tonight here in Michigan. First snow of the season. Apparently, we're going to have about an inch's worth of snow. So we'll see about that. Ledger has a new partnership with SUI token or SUI token or SUI token. I've heard it pronounced both ways. And it's kind of a contest where you can join if you swap SUI tokens. And I'll play with that tonight and see if I can't get myself signed up. I'll show you guys how to do it. And it's a little fun. I've already got SUI token, but I'm not managing in Ledger Live. But I'll just come at this thing like I'm a first-time user and see what happens. All right, so let's greet everyone that's here. It's good to have everybody here tonight. We're on the wrong screen here. We want this screen, don't we? Yeah. Okay. So Kenny was here early. Thank you for being here, Kenny, and thank you for the news. As always, I can see Dusted in Shadow is gifting crypto memberships. One IC3 Blink got a free membership for CryptoDad's member channel. Thank you very much. Dusted in Shadow. Mr. Miskey, Amsterdam, Holland. Amsterdam, Holland sent me an email earlier, and I didn't want to reveal his, dox him or anything, so I'm just showing you the bottom part. He's still trying to get Midnight Token. He found like a bot that mines it. So interesting. I don't know. I could click this link here, and hopefully it's not going to... Hello. Okay, so I'll paste this. Yeah, he should probably adjust his lighting a little bit. But anyway, so he's this YouTube. Where am I here? Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna just share this YouTube video with you guys in case you want to check it out. If you want to mine Midnight Token, we tried to claim our Midnight tokens a couple weeks back, maybe last month sometime. Didn't work out for me. A couple people mentioned Dan. It worked out for Dan on the ADA chain, but I was trying to make the claim on the Solana chain, and when I got to the very, very last step, I got this weird error message. So he said that he found this way to mine Midnight tokens. So check it out if you're interested in that. Let's see, where are we? Oh, Just Have Fun. If he's still here, He's saying that his laptop is dying. You've got a decent laptop. It's an i7. Of course, i7 has been around a while. So, I mean, there's probably newer models of i7. My suggestion for anyone that wants a decent laptop is to try Best Buy and ask if they have any open box. Actually, right after the holidays is a really good time, like in January, early to mid-January, to just come in there and ask for an open box. That just means someone has opened the box and then returned the item. Sometimes it means there's something wrong with the device. A lot of times it just means they didn't want it, and so it just got returned. They sell those cheaper. You can usually get a decent laptop for $200 or $300, but if you want an i7, you'll probably have to pay a little more, even with an open box. You have to be careful when you're buying computers or laptops. A lot of times they'll have them on display and they'll have all these bells and whistles. They'll have, THX speakers and this big screen and everything. And, it's like a bundle deal. But the processor is like, an Inspiron or something, not a decent processor. When you're buying a computer or a laptop, you should always focus on the chip first, the CPU. That's the heart of your computer. Don't get caught up in, it's got all this extra RAM, it's got all this other junk. No, you should always focus on the CPU. A lot of times these bundle deals will have a subpar CPU, like an i3. Not that there's anything particularly wrong with an i3, but that's a low-end processor. And a Celeron or anything like that, you want to go for, if AMD, you want something, I forget what they called AMD. So I've got an AMD, but I can't even remember the name of it. Let's see here, system. What do they call these things? Ryzen. Yeah, I've got an AMD Ryzen 9, but they have Ryzen 7, Ryzen 9, and then over on Intel, you want like either an i5 or an i7. You can get an i9 too, but those are a little pricey. But if you want an i7, look for the chip first and then build your system around that. That's usually what I do. And you're going to pay a little more if you want an i7. Could be, maybe $400 or $500, maybe $700 for a laptop, a brand new laptop with an i7. See if you can find an open box. Everything else is just kind of fluff. Most of them come with most laptops come with solid state hard drives now, and 1 terabyte is probably about the minimum. They do have them with 500 terabyte or 500 gigabyte and sometimes 256. You see those, but don't get a low, a laptop. When the laptops made the switch between old spindle hard drives and M2 solid state drives, they started coming out with like really low capacity solid state drives, and a lot of people bought computers that had a 256 gigabyte or a 500 gigabyte. You want to hit at least a terabyte, because if you're downloading music and videos and pictures and whatever, you're going to fill that thing up fast. As far as memory goes, I think it said you had 4 gigabytes. That doesn't sound right. But then you said 16 gigabytes internal memory. 16 is fine. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot more in this rig, but 16 is probably about a minimum these days, especially with a new computer and running Windows 11. So we're talking about computers, huh? I need to get back on the subject here. Everyone's here. Let's see. Gregory Whelan, Joseph is here. Andreas Ebert, Doc Capital, Fred McIntyre. Smash that like. Thank you, Fred. Paul Wizzle, Kenny Wiedner again. Wayne, Tyler, Ivacum Kurdasima from Thailand. Good to have you here. Hans Hannah 350, HR by Catherine, Raymond Houston. What in the soggy heck? Dustbin is always so generous in gifting memberships. Yes, he is. That's very nice of you. Lenovo is having a crazy bunch of sales on laptops. I just grabbed 16 That's cool. Doc Capital, I use Linux OS and all your hardware problems are solved. LOL. Yeah, if you could figure out how to get it installed. Computer Dad tonight. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Opportunity cost. Hey, Dan is here. Good to have you here tonight, Dan. Yeah, we were talking about computers, but now that everyone's greeted, if you've never been in the stream before, check out what we've got in the description. What we're going to talk about that little bump, and then we're going to talk about some of these crazy scam emails. The Ledger landing page, my link is in the description if you want to check that out. You can get that new G5. You still pre-order because of the government shutdown, which could last till next year for all I know. Apparently, since they couldn't make the deal last night, it's probably going to be more towards the end of November because Congress is going on, vacation or whatever. So it might even be after Thanksgiving if it ever reopens. Maybe just leave it closed, whatever. But yeah, you can pre-order this thing. You'll get it sometime, I'm sure. Or you can order Flex, Stacks, X, or Plus and get a $10 Bitcoin rebate. Always good to get a stamp seed for storing your seed phrase on metal medium, fireproof, shockproof, waterproof, fade-proof, all that good stuff. Crypto self-custody is, it's difficult. Well, I'm here to help you do self-custody. But the main thing about crypto self-custody is that you are your own bank. You are also your own security service, your own private security service. So you have to back up that seed phrase and store that like you would, fine silver or gold or jewelry or something like that. You have a burglar alarm on your house. If you've got, something very valuable that's priceless, you keep it in a secure location. Joseph is here. I had a UK bank account for over 20 years without any defaults. They decided to debank me because of crypto. Wow. Yeah. I'd heard stuff like that. I heard somebody tried to, cash out from their Coinbase account into a bank account, and they were like, we're going to cancel your bank account. Let's see. This second set for 50% off sale is still on. It was supposed to end on the 7th yesterday. It's still on now, but it probably won't be here tomorrow. So get that while you can if you like Tangem. I've got that linked down in the description as well. Also in the description, a couple of my new videos in the list here. I did that quantum scam email. So I did this email on this quantum scam email coming for Ledger, and then now I'm still getting bombarded by these. Maybe the scammers just don't like me, or they're trying to take me out because I'm warning too many people. I don't know. It's crazy. I also did a demo on how to swap crypto in Ledger Live, which you guys were with me last week. We did that. So, but that's a standalone video. It's at 20 minutes long. And so also if there's other affiliate links down here, and then all the news stories we're going to talk about. So we got that out of the way, and we're good. Thank you so much for your donation, Joseph. Sorry to hear that you were debanked. I think that's going to start to fade now. Crypto is becoming a lot more mainstream and acceptable. And I think banks better get on board if they want to, stay in business, right? Start supporting crypto. JP Morgan Bank is now supporting crypto in many ways. It won't be long before you can just, store Bitcoin in your JP Morgan bank account. We'll see. But yeah, and a lot of big financial institutions are embracing crypto right now. So hopefully you'll get a new bank that's more friendly to a crypto holder. Oh, it's Christmas Eve. That's when the government's going to open. That'll be our Christmas wish, right? Oh, please, Santa, open the government again for Christmas. Okay. All right. Oh, my chair's doing something weird here. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on. There it goes. I want the chair to, not lean back. Okay, so let's jump into the news, guys. Sorry about all that. We're about 14 minutes in. Higher crypto markets manage modest move higher Friday, trimming weekly losses. Crypto markets are on track to end a difficult week with some gains. Shorts are likely booking some profits after large declines earlier in the week. Economic data. Raymond Houston, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that donation. That's very nice of you. If you got a question, I didn't see if you had asked a question earlier. Duke of Crypto, hello from Michigan. I didn't see you up there, Duke. My second week in a row, plan on becoming a regular as well. Thanks, Duke. Appreciate that. Sorry to hear about your BNB. Yeah, it was a sad deal. You know, the Binance chain abandoned the Beacon chain. That was their early chain. Now it's Binance Smart Chain. There's a lot of tokens on that, and BNB is a major token now. So I can't believe that a big outfit like that would just abandon a previous chain, but they did. About an hour ahead of the close of U.S. stock market trade Friday, the price of Bitcoin climbed above 103, about 2% over the past 24 hours after falling below 100,000 last week. Yeah, it was kind of scary. I was like, looks like the bottom's about to drop out. But it managed to crawl back above 100,000. It's some solace for the bulls after Bitcoin plunged from 110 at one point Sunday to below 99 about 48 hours later. The bounce in some altcoins was higher. For now, the moves higher have all the markings of a modest short covering rally following dramatic plunges across the sector for most of the week. Looking closely, though, the bulls will find some green shoots in the latest economic data. Normally, not a massively followed report, but amid the government shutdown and lack of official statistics, University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey released Friday morning took a bit more import, down to 5.3 in November from 5.36 a month earlier. The gauge slumped to levels seen during the COVID pandemic and the global financial crisis. At the same time, inflation expectations over the coming 5 to 10 year period eased a bit but remained perky at 3.6. Consumers perceive pressure on their personal finances from multiple directions. Consumers also anticipate that labor markets will continue to weaken in the future and expect to be personally affected. The government shutdown is affecting labor markets. There are a lot of people that are not working right now and or are supposed to be working but not getting paid. I think a lot of the air traffic controllers have been calling in sick because they're not getting paid. And if the government shutdown drags on, we could see more of that. This could be pretty bad for the Thanksgiving holiday. Thanksgiving is one of those big travel holidays, and it's going to be pretty bad. They've reduced flights by about 10%, and the airlines are talking about closing down certain sectors just because they're shorthanded on air traffic controllers. So that could be a bad thing for the economy and the labor market as well. You know, a lot of people... there's a lot of other industries around the airline industry that could be hurt by this. So bad news. Yeah, well, let's look at this little story here. Bitcoin OG whales keep cashing out, threatening the BTC price drop to 90K. So it's a doom and gloom story. Older Bitcoin whales are selling heavily, spending over 1,000 Bitcoin in per hour in 2025. Can you blame them? I mean, if you've been holding Bitcoin for 5 to 10 years, you deserve a little profit taking. And if you're a whale that's got that much Bitcoin or a lot of Bitcoin, and you're seeing a pullback, get it while you can, right? That's kind of what I would be if I was an OG holder. Why not? Take a little profit at this point because we've been on a rise most of the year, and now it looks like we're peaking and starting to pull back. So, of course, some of the OGs are going to sell. Bitcoin was at risk of further losses as the oldest whales continued to spend their BTC stash. Caprioli Investments co-founder Charles Edwards said super whales are cashing out of Bitcoin in a post on X. The BTC pair trades 18.7% below its all-time high of 126, reached October 6, a drawdown that has been partially attributed to large outflows from old whales. While some view this as a normal dip for bull cycles, others argue that the correction has been fueled by selling from long-term holders. Okay, so he has this chart illustrating OG whale dumping. And I guess these orange lines are the spent value of over 7 years. And the red lines spent, see, I don't quite understand. Greater than 100 million. This is greater than 1 to 2 billion. I guess that's what that means. It's not supposed to be a fraction, but it looks like one. Additionally, data from Glassnode shows that events where these whales have been spending more than 1,000 BTC per hour have been persistent since January. So it looks like this has been going on for a while. Yeah. All right, so basically they're just saying whales are selling. Another article here, Bitcoin to 250K in 3 months would be one of the worst things for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's price reaching 250,000 too quickly could lead to a blow-off top moment where investors would scramble to take profits. Kind of what we're looking at now, actually. Bitcoin reaching $250,000 this year. We haven't got much time left for this year. We got the rest of November and December. So I think 250 is pretty optimistic. I'd be happy with 200. Or 150 even, that would be better, wouldn't it? One of the worst things that could happen is Bitcoin shoots up to 250 grand and the S&P to 8,000 in like a 3-month period. Yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer, right? And you get this blow off top and everybody rushes to the exits to take profits and it starts going down. Bitcoin is having healthy rotations, Madison says. Madison, yeah. It comes just days after Bitcoin fell below 100 grand for the first time in 4 months. Madison said, we're having healthy rotations, healthy movement, and we are getting some very interesting points at some of the channels I look at. So, I mean, the upshot of this article is that he's saying that this pullback looks healthy to him. Just a month earlier, BitMEX co-founder Arthur Hayes and BitMine chairman Tom Lee had reaffirmed their bullish outlook for Bitcoin, suggesting that it could reach 250 before the end of the year. November has historically been the highest performing month on average for Bitcoin, with an average return of 42%. So what do you know? It could happen, I guess. At Bitcoin's current price of 103, that would mean that it would reach 145,000 by the end of the month, which sounds reasonable to me. That's kind of our market analysis here. Some adoption news. Cathie Wood has sold off some of her Tesla stock and bought BitMine shares instead. BitMine is a company that is involved in mining. Not particularly Bitcoin mining per se, but they rent out equipment to miners, and they do mine a little bit on their own. They're more considered kind of a Bitcoin treasury company. Cathie Wood, let's see, according to the firm's daily disclosures, ARK purchased a combined 48,454 shares of BitMine, or about 2 million, across 3 of its exchange-traded funds. Wood's investment funds have been increasing their exposure to BitMine since it started accumulating Ethereum as a treasury in April. So it's kind of an Ethereum holder, Ethereum treasury company. They may have Bitcoin too. BitMine shares were up 7.65 on the day to reach $40.23 in after-hours trading. The stock has gained at a whopping 415 since the beginning of the year. That's interesting that she would buy more of something that has gone up 450 percentage points. I guess that's a good argument for why I should just break down and buy some Zcash. It's like every time you look at the price, you're like, I missed the boat. And then you turn around and it keeps going up. It's like one of those errs. So maybe Kathy has the right idea. Buy in even when it's up. They sold their Tesla and cycled out of Tesla and into Bitmine. But they have $2 billion in losses. Unrealized losses tied to its Ether reserves as the recent crypto meltdown has dealt heavy losses to digital asset treasury companies. Yeah, so we're kind of on a razor's edge here. Speaking of privacy coins, Arthur Hayes says Zcash has become his family office's second largest holding after Bitcoin. Zcash, ZEC, soared more than 400% over the last month, climbing above $700 per coin before easing back to $548 amid the rally in privacy-focused cryptocurrencies. Currently at $600. BitMEX, now they're second. Due to the rapid ascent in price, ZEK is now the largest liquid holding in Maelstrom Fund portfolio behind BTC. The disclosure comes amid a sharp rally in Zcash, which has climbed from a low of 137 to over 730 in the past month, representing an increase of 400%. And it did drop back down after its massive rally. But privacy coins are in right now. There's really not a driving factor that I can think of. No huge news stories. There's just this pop in privacy coins. So somebody behind the scenes knows something, right? Privacy coins are cryptocurrencies that have a built-in feature that obfuscates the transaction history, the blockchain data. For those of you who are not aware, Bitcoin, Ethereum, they're completely transparent, open source. Anybody can go and on the blockchain explorer and see all the transactions all the way back to the very beginning. Privacy coins will not allow you to do that. If someone sends you their Zcash address and you want to make a payment to them, just going to an explorer is not going to give you any information about that person. So a privacy coin keeps your transactions private, kind of what people thought Bitcoin did from the beginning. And then I've got this little article here about the 5 privacy coins that are pumping. So, of course, we've got Zcash, which is currently at 600, and then we have Monero. Monero used to be the #1 privacy coin, and that's interesting because, Monero suffered because big exchanges and kept delisting it, and governments kept trying to ban it or whatever. But governments do not like privacy coins. They don't like encryption. They don't like normal people like you and me using encryption. Because then they can't, stick their nose in what we're doing. And they don't like privacy coins at all. Of course, they claim that they're terrorist funding and, all the bad guys are using them. But privacy is not a crime. But Monero is looking pretty good right now. Its all-time high occurred way back in the day. Let me see if I can look at that, where it's going to say that. All-time high was 400. I thought it was higher than that, personally. Not sure when that happened. But anyhow, let's go back here. So, and of course, number 2, Monero, which until recently was the largest privacy coin on the market, saw a near 10% price gain over the past week. Increased market cap increased 2.7% to $6.62 billion, which pales in comparison to Bitcoin, which is in the trillions. But yeah, for the privacy coin, that's used to be the big one. Now it's Zcash. They have a recent update, and also Dash. Now Dash is sort of a privacy optional privacy coin. It can operate without the privacy feature, but a lot of people use Dash. There's people out there that just kind of are Dash devotees. They'll say that Dash is the best crypto app, of all, and we should all sell our Bitcoin and buy Dash. So it's in there too. It's down a little bit today, but up 130 on the week. Z-Sync, which is another privacy coin, up 113%. It's still less than $1. And then this one I'd never heard of, Decred, also on a tear this week. So privacy coins have been up, even though the broader crypto markets have been down. So think about privacy coins, maybe. That's up to you. I don't give financial advice. All right, so that's it for the news. Maybe I should buy some Zcash. Right. Let me see. What were anybody talking about? Anything interesting over here? Did Trezor have a security incident? No, they did not. No, who said they did? Trezor is still okay. All right, so let's talk about these emails. There it is, security incident. This is a scam email. This is not from Trezor. This is a ruse. Please don't be convinced by these emails. They just look at the domain name of the email. It's not from Trezor. All right, dear valued user. Okay, they're going to tell you there's been a security incident, and then they're going to have a link here for you to update your firmware, where they're going to ask you for your seed phrase. Tried and true scam. I don't know if it's going to take me anywhere or not. It may have already been disabled if it's a scam link, right? So yeah, it's not resolving to anything. Yeah. I thought I had this one pulled up. Hang on, just see. We'll go back here. Doggone it. I was busy doing something, and yeah, so I'm not going to. Okay. Doggone it. I thought I had all these pulled up. Or are they pulled up over here? Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, so here's the Trezor. Not from Trezor. Here's the infrastructure security incident from Ledger. Not from Ledger. And here is the AI resistant security update, not from Trezor either. So they're just, and so the point of this story is, do not update your hardware device from an email link. You do all these inside the app. So they're never going to send you emails telling you there's an issue or that you need to run an update. All that is done in their secure enclave, right? You do that. All that is done from within Ledger Live. If there's an update or security update, you'll see it in Ledger Live. So if we go over to About and we look at the last, well, they just changed it from wallet to upper. I can't go back and look at the older ones, but all these updates are alert. You are alerted to these from within Ledger Live. Ledger is never, ever going to send you an email telling you there's a security issue or a bug fix or anything like that. These are total scams. Please don't, look at these emails and think to yourself, oh my God, there's a security issue with Trezor. There is not. These are scams. Please don't fall for this stuff. But it's just weird to me. And I guess there was the one from over here. I just wanted to let you know, I got another one. I got this one on both of my emails. So, and a lot of people think, oh, it's, they always blame Ledger because they had a customer database leak like 5 years ago of 270,000 users. And like every time they get a scam email from Ledger, they blame that on Ledger for leaking customer data. That it's just, people just never stop, never get past stuff, right? So you can see Trezor Never had a data leak as far as we know, and they're banging us with Trezor emails too. So this is way beyond, a tiny customer database link, of 250,000 people when they've got 8 million devices out there. So they're just random. They're just hitting anybody that they may have a bot or an AI algorithm that gives them, a rich target environment. But, basically they really don't know for sure whether or not you own this device. Just getting an email does not mean they know you own the device. They're just, shotgun blasting people that they're, have a pretty good chance of owning the device. And I guess obviously people that have a pretty good chance of, falling for this stuff, Of course, I get them all the time, and I see them right away. I know they're scams, but they keep sending them to me, right? So, and stop blaming Ledger for their customer database link that was from a third party. It was from their Shopify thing. It had nothing to do with their internal security. But yeah. Stop being so paranoid. Stop blaming people right away for all your problems, blaming companies, and then stop falling for this stuff. Have some autonomy. Yeah. Anyhow, yes. You see scam email text on your phone every day, and you know right away that this is a scam. So just treat that the same with these emails. These are scams. Aussie's telling me about the kangaroo. It's funny because I was watching a video on Telegram of there was a kangaroo in somebody's front yard on Halloween, and there was one of those witches, big statue kind of thing that was. When the kids got close, it went, and the kangaroo kicked it. Yeah, and I've seen videos of people, driving in Australia, and then the kangaroo hits their car, and they're like, effing kangaroos, whatever. Anyhow, yeah, these are all phishing scams, right? I couldn't get one to, okay, there. Okay, it wants me to connect my Trezor. It will detect your device, whether or not it's connected. But it doesn't do anything if you connect your device. It'll just go to the next phase. But it will ask you for your seed phrase, no matter what you do. It's going to act like, oh, your device is we're unable to, connect your device or whatever. But it will it'll detect something is connected to the browser. Because, and they figure once you do that, you've fallen for this thing. And then they ask you for your seed phrase. I did this video the other, this quantum scam video. And,
hey guys, CryptoDad here again.
Whoops, sorry. Let me see. Where was it? So, yeah, you connect your device. Whoops. Where was that? Oh. Yeah, right there. Then it's enter your seed phrase. They're all like that. They all will eventually ask you to enter your seed phrase. So even if you fall for the email and connect your device, just don't enter your seed phrase and you're fine. Connecting your device doesn't really do anything. I don't know. There are some bots out there that the scammer will know your IP address and have a general idea of where you are, which could invade your privacy a little bit, but they don't know your specific address. They just know you live in, a city, a particular city or an area. So, I mean, that's not going to bring you down. It's this step. That's the one where they ask you to enter your seed phrase. Please don't do that. Don't enter your seed phrase from your computer, ever. The seed phrase is only to be entered directly on the device when you're doing a restore. We've said this so many times. Yeah. I'm just, I'm getting tired of saying it. But every day there's new people coming into the crypto self-custody space, and the scammers just keep coming at you. So don't fall for this stuff. I did want to, let me see if I can find this. I don't think it's here. I think it's in this browser. Let me see here. Yeah. So Ledger has partnered with SUI token. I already own some SUI token, but I asked Ian about them when I was there because he had brought up SUI token before, and I was like, "Hey, what attracted you guys to SUI?" And he told me the team. They're a great team. Good people, and that a lot of cryptos you kind of have to treat as a security in the sense that you kind of look at the business plan, the model. A lot of, of course, use case matters, but a lot of times, especially a layer one coin, like a new layer one coin, you have to evaluate it as you would a business if you're going to buy into their stock. Or do they have a good team, or do they have some depth in their employees? Are their developers, making regular updates, all that kind of stuff. So he says they have a great team. So this is their page here where you can find out more about this play to win for SUI. They tell you launching the rewards program, first 3 activations, with a prize pool of 400,000 in SUI token. Exciting opportunity kicks off with a swap to win phase starting November 6th, 2 days ago. Play to win with SUI wallet via Ledger wallet. How to participate in Ledger's new play to win. They just tell you to go in to the swap section and say you want to receive SUI token, and then click the register button before you make that swap. So I've got my G5 here. I think we'll use this new G5, and I'll go ahead and connect it to my computer. And I'll enter my PIN. Okay, I did that successfully. So we're going to go into let's see. Let's try this thing over here. See if the table demo's working. Yeah, the camera's kind of weirded out. Let me move that camera. Okay. All right. So, yeah, so we can see it over there. That's good. Let's go into Ledger Live, and we want to go over to the swap section. And they're going to talk about this play to win. So let's choose SUI as our asset. Okay. Now, I've got an account on my stacks that's not active at the moment, but I want to swap this onto my G5. So let me show you, if you don't have a SUI account, let's hit this add account. And it wants me to allow a secure connection to my device. So we'll do that. And we'll tap allow secure connection. Then let's look over here. Now what's it doing? Oh, okay. Let me move myself out of the way here. Oh, okay. So what it's doing right now is it's installing the SUI app on the device. This is my new Ledger G5. Their latest touchscreen, $179. I sound like a game show host, don't I? Okay. All right, so, and then it wants us to open the SUI app. So we'll do that. All right, and so let's go back over here. Whoops. It's just easier for me to do it from here. All right, so yeah, we want to create this account on our device, and so we'll hit, now I would normally, whoops, yeah, I would normally rename it, so, but after I confirm it, I'll do that. That's fine. We'll just leave it here. All right, so, okay. What happened? Let's try that again. Okay. All right, there. We're going to do that. Actually, before we do that, let's go and rename it the way I want it. Come on, baby. Where are you? Okay, SUI1. All right. So, boop. I can just rename this here. We're going to call this one SUI Nano G5. That way I'll know it's on my Nano G5. All right, now let's go back to swap again. Let's choose SUI. All right, and we're going to use that Nano G5 account. And I've got some US dollar coin on here, USDC. I hope I have some, yeah, so there's some US dollar coin on this. On the Ethereum network, yep. On the Ethereum Nano 5 account, right? So it's asking me to make sure I know. I'm more complicated because I have so many devices. You shouldn't, it should just be much easier for people that have one device and one account. All right, so, but I know what I'm doing here, right? So I've got this Ethereum Nano G5. I want to swap to SUI, but we want to register. Okay, register for a chance to win. Your wallet address will be collected in accordance with our privacy policy. All right, let's see. Let's put this 50 in here. All right, and it has to be more than 20. Apparently. So 50 is enough for the, make sure you got enough. Did I register? Oh, I guess I just registered. That was easy. Oh, my SUI address is registered swap for at least 30. 30? Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't care. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So $70 will do the trick. Okay, yeah, and it's only going to let me use these centralized exchanges. I don't know about Exodus. I think that might be, I think it's centralized. I'll just stick with SCIC. I know what that is. Yeah, so we'll just choose that and then swap with CIC. Now, I think what it's going to want to do is download the exchange app on my device. Let's look over there and see what's going on. Whoops, let's do that. Yeah, oh, it's installing it. Okay, so there, it's installing the Exchange app. And now it wants me to open it, so we'll do that. Open it. There we go. All right. Okay, so we can see it wants me to verify the swap details. Let's go back over to the table demo. All right, and so now we verify by swiping here. This is what we're doing. CIC, $70 in, or 70 US dollar coin, some Ethereum fees. Hold the sign. There we go. So I just made a swap on my device using my US dollar coin. And that's good. To purchase some SUI. Transaction broadcast successfully. Okay, so you can see I've done this on the CIC, which is a centralized exchange. I prefer decentralized, but they didn't offer me those because it was a cross-chain swap. You know, I'm swapping onto a completely different chain, so they have backends. This is not Ledger. This is they use third parties for these. Let's go back over here. And then if we go to accounts, we should see, where is that? Ethereum Nano G5. Yeah, so the US dollar coin is gone. And then if we go down to the SUI G5, we should see some SUI coin come in. Might take a few minutes because it goes to their exchange, they swap it and send it back to my wallet. But I registered for that thing. That's cool, right? And I think that's all they're doing right now is that. It's comforting to know the majority of hacks are all socially engineered. Yes, that is true, Doc Capital. Thank you for pointing that out. It is so funny to me that people are just hypersensitive to all these crazy, stuff you see in movies, like Russian hackers hacking into your computer or somebody tampering with your device. Let me tell you, when I was at the Ledger Open, they took me into the demo dungeon they call it. That's where they crack devices. They crack their own devices. They crack other devices. But they had this, and they couldn't even let us into the real dungeon. But they had this like demo set up, and they talked about the steps. There's my SUI, by the way. The steps to tampering with a device. The first step is they have like this. It's like a drill press, and it takes they've already cracked the device open, and they're looking at the circuits themselves, or the secure element chips, but mostly the circuits or the MCUs. Those are covered with like a thin layer of plastic. So the first thing they have to do is like use this like drill thing that like rotates to cut off that outer layer to get down into the silicon. And then once they've done that, then after they've cleaned that all off, they use a microscope to map out the circuitry. And then from there, they do a more advanced test where they hit inputs and then measure the electromagnetic emanations coming back, to try to time the circuit. And they do more. But the first thing they do is tear off that, the covering of the silicon chip. That's not something that you would do in the supply chain, right? You can't like open up a box, go through all that stuff to get in there and somehow manipulate it and then box it back up. It's just of such an unlikely scenario. The only, real, supply chain tampering would be something like someone takes it, opens it, and puts in a seed phrase, and then tries to pass it off as, a device that came with a pre-existing seed phrase. And that might happen, and people are always like, oh, well, they sell them at Best Buy, Yeah, if an employee did that, it would be quickly, it would be obvious how he'd be really lucky to even get away with this at all. But anyway, the main attack surface for tampering is stealing your device and then using tampering techniques or hardware cracking techniques to crack your PIN to gain access to the device. So if you're worried about someone hacking your hardware device, that has to be done if they make sure no one gets their hands on it, right? Keep it in a safe location, keep your doors and windows locked, have a good security system, all that kind of stuff. And then you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Nobody can remote hack hardware devices. It just never happens. It has never happened as far as I know. But yeah, I mean, most of these scams are social engineering. They're tricking you into revealing your seed phrase. Yeah. No, I do not have an account with CIC outside of Ledger. You don't need an account with CIC outside of Ledger. CIC is free to use. And it doesn't have accounts. Yeah, there it is. It's it's like I don't know what you want to call it. It's you send them crypto, they send you back the results. You never sign up for an account. It just doesn't work like that. The only thing, if you once you complete an exchange, let's just do this for the heck of it. Well, I got to give them an address. Let's see if this. I'm just doing this to demonstrate something for you. I'm not gonna. You don't have to even go through with it. But you have to give them an address, or they won't let you go to the next step. All right. So they want me to send them 1 Bitcoin, and they'll send me 29 Ethereum. And when I confirm and make the payment, they're going to give me a transaction ID, right? That's the closest thing they give you to an account. And then you have to send Bitcoin to this address, and then you'll get your 29 Ethereum back to that Ethereum address you provided. But you never sign up for an account. You just save this in case something happens. You can contact customer support and say, hey, I got a transaction ID. But you don't have accounts with this. But all of that happens under the hood when you're using it from within Ledger Live, right? As you can see, basically what happened was I sent them my 70 US dollar coin, and they sent me back, I don't know why this is still at the bottom, but they sent me back, it cost me a couple bucks, right? Because there's fees. You don't trust that. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't trust anything or anybody. I get it. Yeah. Well, it works. I've used it many times, and it works just fine. But, everyone has a different risk tolerance, right? Yeah. Anyhow. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Miski is still asking about his Paul. Okay. Is the Matic you had Ethereum based on Matic base? Matic base should be have converted automatically. Ethereum based you have to convert. This was some time ago. I don't recall. This is a message in Tangent. Matic is being migrated to Paul. However, there's no deadline set and Matic isn't being depreciated yet. Can you safely continue using Matic token or swap it to Paul? Yeah, I think Mr. Miski answered that question, Duke. I mean, the easiest way to convert it is to just deposit it on an exchange. And like if you've got Matic in your wallet, it will automatically change. The big one was if you had the old ERC20 based Matic in an Ethereum wallet, that if you want that to be Paul, you need to convert it to Paul. There are migration tools out there. I think maybe it's been a couple years. And I think you can still deposit Matic like in, let's see here. Let's say we want to deposit Matic. I wonder if it would let me do that. Yeah, I don't even think okay. No, I guess not. Yeah. Let's see, Coinbase. I don't know if Coinbase will let you do it anymore either, right? Deposit, crypto, Matic. Yeah, see, they call it Polygon Matic. They'll let you deposit it, as an ERC20 token, right, on the Ethereum network. And once it gets into your Coinbase account, it will become Paul. That's the easiest thing to do. If you don't believe me, then just, transfer $5 worth and see what happens. Right? If you don't trust it, you don't trust me. Yeah. A lot of things that people have with crypto, and they're worried about this. Is this going to work? Is this not going to work? The easiest thing to do is just try it with a small amount. See if it works. If it doesn't, then you can, start asking questions. But the easiest thing to do is just try a small test amount to see what happens. You should always do a small test transfer. But even stuff like this, like if I drop my Matic in my Coinbase account, what's going to happen? Well, I don't know. Don't drop 5,000 bucks worth to find out. Drop 10 bucks worth and see what happens. But my guess is that if you have Ethereum-based Matic in your Ethereum wallet, you can drop it into Coinbase and it will become Paul once you get it in there. It's usually how it works. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. Oh, my goodness. It is like an exchange, but you don't need an account for it. And it works behind the scenes. Yeah. Can you scroll up to the 2 chat posts I made regarding polling? Okay, I think I covered your question, Duke. Thoughts on Phantom Wallet for Sol and SPL tokens? Phantom Wallet works just fine. I don't use it that often. For Solana, right. I use a Solflare, but I haven't used it in a while because Ledger Live does a pretty good job of managing my Sol tokens now. Yeah. Oh, yeah, here's Solflare. Yeah, I haven't used it in a while. And one of the main reasons that I haven't used it in a while is because I was mainly using it to swap for Solana meme coins, and I got burned bad. And I'm like, screw Solana meme coins, you know, cat with hat. You know, this is like a graveyard of all these meme coins that I was buying back in the day, and a lot of them aren't even showing up anymore. So I don't usually use this wallet to manage my Sol. I just use Ledger Live for my Solana now. It works just fine. Yeah. Should one destroy his old ledger if it's not in use anymore, or will just resetting the device be enough? Yeah, just resetting the device will be enough. That's like resets it and wipes it clean. If you don't trust that, then smash it with a hammer. Doesn't really... Yeah. I use Solflare, but have you tried the Jupiter wallet? I have not tried the Jupiter wallet. No, I have not. I know there's a Jupiter exchange, but I didn't know they had a Jupiter wallet. But like I said, I haven't really been active, swapping for Solana tokens anymore since I got burned by all these meme coins. I just accumulate Solana, and I can keep an eye on my balance in my Ledger Live, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting too old to like do the day-to-day day trading swaps anymore. If I find a coin that I think is a good long-term value, I'll go get it. If I need to use a third-party wallet to do that, I will. But most of the time, even Ledger Live sees my cat with hat and my Jupiter token. Yeah. Anyway, guys, it's been good tonight. Thank you for being here. Dan was here earlier. I don't know if he's still around, but thank you for being here tonight, Dan, and helping out. Thank you for the donations, Joseph, and Raymond Houston. Thank you, both of you, very much. Thank you, Dustin and Shadow, for gifting memberships. Nice guy. Thank you, Kenny, for the news, and thank you, everyone that asked questions. I hope you enjoyed everything. And let's see. Let's go over here. I will be here again next week, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions, and I'll do my best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. Every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon. Good night, everybody.